Okay, I'm going to run through how to use the full Monty. It's a template that you use in the wizard. I'll be honest, when I first made the full Monty back in March, I had no idea it was going to be so popular. It has proved quite powerful for many users, and it's probably the most asked for template on the forums. So let's just go through how you use it properly. I've actually already pre-configured this wizard just so we can speed the process up a little bit. Let me just size this up so it fits nicely into the capture window. Now, one of the problems with SEnuke is, of course, it wasn't really designed for running in this screen here is 1024 by 768, which of course 5 years ago would have been a perfectly good and large screen, but these days it's quite small. So when you first open this wizard up, you will have to insert the campaign name. I've just called it Diagram Designer Template. I probably should have called it something to do with the full Monty, but at the time I wasn't really thinking. All this will be is how it's saved here in SEnuke campaign section. If you want to do sub campaigns, then you could tick here and it will become a sub campaign of whatever campaign you have previously ticked in the campaign dialog. But anyway, we're just going to leave this as a root campaign. For the full Monty, you're preferably going to want to create 3 profiles. The full Monty has a lot of links in it, has a lot of properties in it, and you really want to be using the maximum. Over entering your money site URL, it's best if you follow the process of deep linking. So what we've got here is we have deep linked to the profile, to the place on the SEnuke X info site where you could download the full Monty. We've done that twice, and once we've got the root of the website. So basically 2/3 of all the links that go to the home page will go to the deep links, and 1/3 is going to go to the root. That ensures we get a nice even distribution of links across our site, and we don't end up with all our links going to root or all our links going into the deep links. Down here we've got 3 different keywords. They're all related to the template. We've got the full Monty template, SEnuke full Monty, and SEnuke full Monty template. As you can see, the word full Monty is in all of them. Unfortunately, the full Monty also refers to a film, so it's not the easiest term to rank for, but by using the word template or tying it in with SEnuke, it obviously ensures that Google understands that we're talking about something other than the film. So after we filled all that in, we will click on Next. Tags here, these would generally be the same as your keywords here. Subdomain, we're just going to use the word full Monty dash and then the numbers. This is the generically auto-created subdomain. Now the stuff you put in here is actually, you can change it later. This is just like the default stuff that will be included in the module specific settings. You can change this on a module by module basis. Title, we've just left that as, I don't know why that's got free SEnuke tutorials there. Let's just put in the title I've been using. You'll see that in a minute. Number of links per article body. Again, this setting you can change when we get to module specific settings. I like to just knock this down to 1 here, because then if you forget to change something in here, it will default to 1. Why you want it to default to 1? Well, in many cases you just don't want 3 or 4 links to be on your article going to your money site. So if we just default to 1, then it'll be a safer all round. At the times when we need it to be 3, we just remember to change it to 3 in here. It's safer to have less than it is to have more. For your user profile here, this one isn't actually that important. You can just click auto generate, and you need to type in the company name here. This will get used in the press release section. To auto select your categories, type in a load of words relevant to the page that you're going to promote. Obviously SEO, internet marketing, business, information technology, and then auto select. If you just want to pump out links for no reason, even if there's no category that fits, then you can tick this. If no matching category is found, select random. we've already selected them all. The disadvantage with this, if no matching category found, select random, is you know your article could end up in like flower arranging or something like that, which is completely irrelevant, and as such it will end up getting deleted. If it gets deleted, then anything you've got linked below, so if it's say it's a tier 1 and it gets deleted, then any tier 2s linking into that are going to be a waste of time. The best spinner details, if you've got a best spinner account, you can add it in here. Obviously I do have one, but I've not included it here. I don't want to do what Arib did and include my password for everyone to see. Down here are the defaults that are going to be used for your author's bio. I just quickly typed out, I have been working with SEnuke for over 2 years, and I am the author of the well-regarded Full Monty template. Obviously it's been spun up a little bit. The spin here actually makes sense. It's not a garbage spin, and I've just used the same bio for the About Me over here as well. If you would like, you can write a separate one. Not essential, that though. Right. Now here you can actually see that SEnuke was not designed to run on small screens, because let's just bring this down so you can see the whole diagram. You cannot change the sizings of it. I did ask during beta for this to be changed so that people who are on a netbook or something with a small screen could use this, but it hasn't been yet. All this hitwave space here is just really wasted. But anyway, you haven't really got a lot of choice. What you'll need to do is you will click on Open, and you'll find the Full Monty in your list of templates. Open it. I'm not going to open it because I've already opened it once, and it will look like this. You don't really need to edit it. It's basically all configured for you. Now what a lot of people do is they remove, it's hard to see this, let me just zoom in a bit. What a lot of people do is they will delete the video section, they will delete the forum profiles, they'll delete the article directory, and they will delete the press release and this indexer. Now if you delete all that, what you've actually created is virtually the three-way safe attack. The only difference is the three-way safe attack doesn't have article directory here. Instead it has forum profiles. But other than that, so there's really not much point deleting all that. You may as well just use the safe three-way attack, which is included in the zip file as well. But personally, I think you're better off leaving these in. I know why people take these out. It's because they're a bit of a pain, and they take a little bit longer, especially the press release takes a little bit longer to get that right. But as with anything in internet marketing, the more time and effort you put into something, the better your results will be. And the sheer fact is most SEnukers do not use the press release function properly, and if you start using it, you're going to have a significant advantage over other people. So anyway, that's all designed. You just got to load that in and click next. Right, now you'll see across the top here, if you're using the version of the Full Monty which I've given you, everything has been named properly. So you'll see all the tier 1s, you'll see the tier 2s, AD is article directory, social network, social bookmark, and you'll see each grouping as well. We've got A's, B's, C's. These relate. Let me just zoom that down. So how these relate is A is here, B is this group, C is this group. Tier 1 would be anything linking directly into the money site, which is those social networks, that video, article directory, these forum profiles, and this press release. Tier 2 is anything that's linking into that. Now the indexer here is still tier 1 indexing because it's actually indexing a tier 1. RSS here would be tier 2, this forum profile would be tier 2, this web 2 profile is tier 2, etc. The advantage of this is with this naming system you know exactly what you're filling in down here. So you know that this article here is going to link directly, because it's tier 1, it's going to link directly to your money site. Now because it's going to link directly to our money site, we only want to include one link, so we set this to 1, and we're going to use the simple insert links by replacing links. So the links go in here. You can do exactly the same thing actually if we delete that off, if we change that to insert links at the bottom, and we click on next, ignore that, you'll see it puts in the links for us at the bottom. So effectively it's the same thing, it's just with this you control exactly where they go. Because this is an article directory, technically we can't include links in the article, although some of the directories do allow it. We're not going to. Very important, in my opinion, that you remove this shorten article. This randomly slices up your article and basically produces garbage. I wouldn't use it. So what sort of article have we got here? As you can see, it doesn't really have any spin in it, but you might have noticed there's a curly bracket here which indicates there is some spin. Now if you can't be bothered to do a hand spin, and I don't blame you if you don't, because it takes ages and it's really tedious, another alternative is to just basically download several articles, 9, 10, 11 articles, whatever, and spin it like this. So you have this, you open the curly brackets, you paste in your first article, then you put in the pipe, paste in the second article, pipe, third article, pipe, etc. And that basically will spin the whole articles. I'll show you preview sample, bring that over. So basically we've got the whole article here, spin again, you see it's a different entire article, spin again, it's a different entire article. Now the articles make sense because they don't have any spin in the articles themselves. I haven't written these articles, I've just borrowed them from somewhere. If you can write your own articles and you can spend the time to do all that yourself, that's great. You will have better success. You do need to balance it out though. If it's taking you 2 hours to write an article, it probably isn't worth your while. The title should have a spin on it as well. We have included some blank spins at the end here, which is kind of neat. As you can see, I haven't used the auto spin with best spinner, and I'm not combining articles. If you combine articles here, if you tick this, by default this will be ticked like this, and this will be set to 4. If you use that, it will take 4 articles, it will mash them together, and then this down here is ticked by default. It will take that mashed up set of articles and it will reduce it to 550 words, and all you'll be left with is a page of gibberish. And there is absolutely no chance that that is going to pass a human review. It's impossible. Okay, I don't care what anybody says to me. It's the first person to read this will go, that's just rubbish, and delete it. And you're just wasting your time as far as I'm concerned. You're much better off if you need to use scrape content, download several articles and just spin the whole articles. Here it's just moaning that some of these articles aren't very long. A couple of the article directories do require longer articles. It would be better if you did fulfill that, but we can't be bothered in this example. Are you sure you wish to continue? Yes. So the next one is a tier 1 social network. This is the social network just below the money site on the diagram. Basically the same principle again. Now personally, over here we're going to remove that tick, remove that tick. Did I remember to undo that in that one? Yes, I did. Okay, sorry about that. Personally, I do actually prefer to put my links in context in the text itself. Contextual links I just think are better, and you can do that with social network. But to keep your life easy, you can do exactly the same as we did in the article directory, and that is spin up multiple articles in that format, article 1, article 2, article 3, etc. and just tell SEnuke to place your link either at the bottom or, as we've done here, replace this with the links. These two will effectively be the same in this circumstance. What another option you have actually got for your article here is to, if you want to do the contextual links, so I've only written the word blah blah blah, but it's basically to write a little bit of text like an introduction, and then insert articles in the format we've done before, article 1, article 2, article 3, and then at the end write your sort of a conclusion text, which is blah blah, and in that conclusion text you can put your contextual link in the text itself, and that way you'll have like you'll have a custom article in that it's got your start, it's got somebody else's middle, and it's got your end. Now the only thing is you need to write these in such a way that they're relevant to whatever the article is in between, so they need to be a little bit ambiguous, but I'm sure you can do it. Again, you need to set up your tags, your titles. These default to what we set over here on the second stage. So generally speaking, you're not going to have to alter them. It is of course preferable that you have different titles and different articles in each of these nukes, and this I have just used the same one, simply because all I've done here is download them. It shouldn't really take you that long to find 15-20 different articles, and you'll have a better nuke if you use different stuff in each of these, but for this example we've left it as it is. Again, we're making sure that this is unticked. The next one would be the social bookmark. We've written a little, or what I've actually written here is I wrote three different phrases that would go in the social bookmark, quickly spun those up, and then spun the three phrases together. So it actually produces quite a lot of different variations of the same thing. I don't know what uniqueness score that gets. That took literally 2 minutes. So let's call that 60% unique. For the bookmarks, I would set the links to 2. You've got quite a lot of links to do, and this is a tier 2. As I said, with the tier 1s, we set the linking to 1. With tier 2s, 2 or 3, it would be better. If you do 1, you're probably going to run out. So set it to 2. After that, you've got another tier 1. This is effectively the same as what we did here in this tier 1 social network, but this is group B. Again, we're doing 1 link, and we've removed the shorten articles tick from here. Then you've got the social bookmarks that are linked to this. Again, that's set to 2. Then you're doing group C, which is exactly the same as we did here for group A and group B. We've made sure this is unticked. We're putting in 1 link. We've got our article, multiple articles in spin, and our title. All these are unticked. Then, as you can see on this tier 2 social bookmark, I've actually set it to 3. As I said, 2 or 3 is acceptable here. This I just randomly picked 3. Now, one slightly confusing thing you get here is you'll notice that it does jumble these up a little bit. So we're going tier 1, tier 2, and then we're going to look here. We're going to tier 1 press release, but then we're going back to tier 2 group C. So you do have to keep an eye on the names up here. Right, press release. Press release is the area most people will just ignore. I'll just read this out to you. A press release is written in a different way to your other articles. Generally speaking, a press release is a news story which will be written in the third person. Your aim here is to show the event you're talking about is newsworthy, something that the press needs to pick up on. Simply writing another article about your site is unlikely to work. A typical press release layout would go main header, subheader, news story, and then your author's bio, some more information here type box. Typically, as in the article nuke, you cannot put links in the press release itself. They can only go in the bio section. Writing a press release is a bit of an art. The best thing you can do is visit the sites that are actually in SEnuke that it sends its press releases to, and read some existing press releases. After that, Google how to write a press release for more information. Press release is a skill that you only need to learn once. Once you have learnt it, you'll be able to use this area of SEnuke properly. Now, most SEnukers will never bother to do this, and they will just pump out. They will just take their article that was here, and they will go, they will paste it in here, and they will get nowhere with that. If you actually learn how to use the press release function, you'll have a significant advantage over other people. Now, it's very important with the press release that you only do 1 link. Press release sites really generally don't accept spamming of their site. So 1 link going in the author's bio section is pretty much the best you can do. There is absolutely no way that you can use this auto generation or auto spin or anything like that on the press releases. Any press release site that actually allows that is a press release site that's worthless in the first place. Again, you've got to make sure this is switched off as well. So I do suggest you spend a little bit of time reading up on how to do press releases. Maybe we'll write a post on that in the advanced section in a few days, just to help you out. Right, we're back to this. We're back to tier 2 article directory. So this is pretty much the same as as the first tier 1 article directory. The only thing you might like to change here is because it's a tier 2 level, you might like to put in 2 links rather than 1. Personally, I think you're better off sticking with 1, but if you want to try and squeeze in a second, nobody's going to blame you. Again, we've made sure all these are unticked. It's moaning again because one of our articles is very short. Never mind. The video section, as I said, most people delete this out. I don't know why. Videos are quite cool. You can get pretty good rankings on YouTube, but the fact that other people delete this out is good. Now, slight difference here. I personally prefer to put the link at the top. That will put the link here. Let me just show you the preview. That will basically put the link here and then your text underneath it. That just seems to work better for me. Other people may disagree, but that's the way I do it. Again, you're only going to have one link in it, but there isn't actually a choice box on this. The video file, rather annoyingly, SEnuke can only read WMV, MPG, and AVI. It cannot do MP4 at the moment. That's something that really should be added, but it's not. If you don't know how to make videos, I mean, I use Camtasia. You can do anything for your video. You can just do a screenshot or a slideshow, whatever, of your website. Just about anything. Or you can download a funny video. If you're just going for a backlink, you can nab some video from somewhere and just use that, even if it's not relevant to your site. The other place you can go to 5r.com. For $5 you can get 2 or 3 videos made up there, and use those. Next is the social bookmark for the video. It's pretty much exactly the same as the social bookmarks we've done here. The only difference is because it's only linking to the videos, there's not very many of them. I will just change the number of links to 1 per site, and that's then we've actually configured everything. Then profiles, I've done the first 2. Just so annoying that it makes you test them every single time. Let's test it again. Yay, it works. I know it works. We only made it a few minutes ago. Right. I haven't done the last one. So all we do for the profile, auto generate, come down here, create email address. Easiest one is the download pre-created Hotmail account. You're going to have to wait a couple of seconds while it kicks itself into action. It will delete your history and wipe your cookies and do all that sort of stuff while it's creating it. And as soon as it's created, the information will pop up here. Now once it's created, for some unknown reason you do have to manually test it. I've never quite worked out why it can't automatically test it, but it can't. So it's been created, we now have to test it. Give it a couple of seconds, you should get the pop-up, successfully logged into the email account, and we're done. We click on next. Oh, we didn't test number 2. Sorry about that. It's pretty annoying because if you now go out of the wizard and come back in again, you actually have to go through all these testing procedures again, which is really tedious. We don't care about that. We don't care about that. Those are just telling us again that our articles are a bit short in places. Here you need to set up your capture services. This will be taken by default from whatever you've got in your options. As you can see, my username is Podman. All you need to do now is guess the password. It's not PA55word, I can tell you that much. You might like to check your balance. I don't think we've got much money left in here actually. Yeah, only $3.45. Should really top that up. As you can see, today I'm using deCapture. I also use Death by Capture a lot. Death by Capture is cheaper, but I had, as you can see, I have a tiny amount of money left in deCapture, and I've just been running it down to 0. The rest of these will default to whatever you've got in your options. You may or may not need to change them. Start SEnuke X when Windows starts and auto login. These would be of use if your computer crashed and it reboots and it automatically logs into Windows. It will then automatically restart X and open X, and obviously if you've got any schedules it will carry on with them. The same with these. It's very useful to have these crash recoveries on because X does still crash now and then. Automatic capture solving, you definitely want that, otherwise you're going to have to sit in front of the computer. Enable proxies or disable proxies. Now if you just click that and unclick that, it will open up the proxy box for you. Here you can set whether you want to use your own custom proxies or use an SEnuke proxy. We'll get a random, we'll see how fast they're running today. 0.8 of a second from here in Australia, which is not bad. Or you can use none at all. These proxies here are squid proxies. They're not particularly fast, and you're better off probably not using them at all, but that's up to you. The rest of these, I have them off just because I don't need to read any of these things. Sorry, I don't have that one off. I don't need to read the solution center. The Windows message box, as annoying as it is, the function in SEnuke which closes Windows is pretty much a vital function. As you're going along, you'll see little pop-ups coming up, and these can interfere. It's perhaps not as vital as it used to be, because as everything's moved to sockets, these pop-ups A don't exist, and B wouldn't matter in the first place even if they did. So, but it's better just to leave that running. Here you set when the schedule will start. It defaults to about 30 to 45 minutes after the current time, and this is how many days you're going to spread it over. There's a lot of debate of how long you should spread a full Monty over. 3, 4, 5 days would be the sensible amount of time. You could go up to 7. You probably don't really want to go less than 3. It's kind of up to you. Over here, I recommend you set these as low as you are comfortable to set them. I know everybody is greedy and likes to go, oh, I'll have 16 windows, but it's going to cause you more problems than it's worth. 4 or 6, I can hear the groans now. 4 or 6 really is a very good value. And as we move to sockets, this is actually less important because there are less sites that use this browser thing. Down here, number of threads. You can take that all the way up to 25 or all the way down to 1. Again, I actually prefer a slower approach. If you're going to spread this over 5 days anyway, you're actually only going to be doing a few posts a day, and it's only going to take it a few minutes, to be honest, even on 8 threads. Although increasing threads doesn't have the same impact as it does increasing windows, because if one thread effectively crashes, it doesn't take the whole thing down. You're still, in my opinion, going to have better success results by not running this to the maximum. You need to pull it down a bit from maximum. Over here is a very interesting section. So that's called Set Submission Limits per Module. And now this allows you to stop SEnuke from posting to every single site every single time. Let's just set 100% at the moment. Why would you want to do this? Well, if you post to every site every time, in theory you're creating a footprint of yourself, because your site will get, how many links is that? 777 links. You'll get 777 links from 777 sites each time. Now, is that going to be noticeable? Well, who knows? Maybe, maybe not. If you knock that down to 75%, then the number of sites that are used will be randomly selected. So basically 3/4 of all the sites will be selected, and so the next time you run the full Monty, you'll get a slightly different 3/4. Personally, if I was going to do this and you're going to use SEnuke in the long run, I would change this to select sites randomly. If you select sites by high PR first, you're actually defeating the point, because you will always get the top sites, and you will not actually get a random selection. You will just get the top 75% each time, so you will actually get the same ones each time. So personally, I would change that to completely random if you're going to do this. Now, this is kind of hard to explain, but this is actually a limited use. It would be better if you had individual control over each section of the so if you could set, say, section A to be 25% of sites and section B to be 45% of sites, and then set so tier 1 and tier 2 are different percentages, that would be a lot better. But you can't do that, so you don't really have a lot of choice. So we're going to set it to 75% and click finish. Now, actually, let me just go back in that. Although you don't actually have a choice over massively control, you can't can't really control the percentage of sites very well from here. What you can actually do is when you've finished doing the nuke, you can go in and individually select and unselect sites. I'll show you that in a minute. So in theory we have got everything correct, everything done. We can click next. It'll think for a few minutes and it's ready to export. We'll click finish and it will create the project for us. I'll say this is a slightly old, this is a 3.5-year-old computer, so this will take a few seconds. If you've got some new whiz-bang i7 Super Intel computer, then you will not have to wait as long as I have to wait. And now you can see it has created a rather complex list of sites. Now you can imagine doing this by hand would be quite tedious. We'll just go into one, say social network A. So I mean, the other advantage, as I said, of the naming system is we automatically know that this is tier 1 and it's social network. So we know this is linking, we already know before we even open it, this is linking into the money site and it's a social network and it's A, which was the one at the bottom. Okay, let me just drag this over. Right. So everything is already pre-named, pre-filled in. Now the only thing I was mentioning before is about the percentage sites. We set it to 75 in the nuke. Well, what you can do is you can come in here and you can if you want randomly unselect some, and that will actually create a more random link structure. So now it's only going to create 42 sites rather than the original 48. Whether you want to do that or not, it's kind of up to you. I'm going to cover that in next month's template in great detail, because you can actually do some very powerful things by manually editing your nuke after it's been created with the wizard. So basically that's kind of it. The only thing that will be left to do is wait till what time is it going to start? 1:15. This is when it's going to start, which is 20 minutes from now, and it will automatically create these accounts. After it's created these accounts, it's going to do our tier 1. So it says here it's going to do our tier 1 article directory, tier 1 social network A. It will do social network B, and then each of these here, these tier 2s, these are set to these will start after the tier 1s are finished. So basically it will do social network 1, social network A for today. It will do it spread over 5 days. It's going to do 40 sites, so it's going to do 4 or 5. It's going to do more than that. It's going to do about 6 sites today, and then those 6 sites will be profiled up today, and they will be social bookmarked up today, and they will be indexed today. And then tomorrow it will do another 6 or so sites, and they will be profile linked, indexed, etc. again tomorrow, and so on. And that's it. You've created a correct full Monty, which is something that most people never do. I hope that helped.